prohibited the consumption of wine and chocolate, escalated love and quelled hate, sent many on dates. My poetry is nightmares and sweet dreams, sensual screams. I'm just a poet who speaks her truth. My appearance in a room is either happy or gloom. My poetry is a brain teaser, crowd pleaser. I compare myself to no other poet, but I love every poet, yet no need no do it. As I rest my case, by the looks on your face, I leave the room with a clear conscience, knowing damn well you'll start respecting poetry, because poetry does make sense and was never a mere sentence.
All right, give it up for our girl, Shan. That was lovely, lovely, lovely. Hello, hello, hello. Greetings, everybody. Akaria here. How is everyone doing on this fine Sunday? Huh? How is everyone? Alright. It's better now. Okay. Hello? Alright. Let's get into it, guys. Happy Sunday to everybody who is tuning in to this week's episode or live of Sunday Night Live. I hope everybody is doing well. I sure am. It's been a great week for me. I hope everyone has had a great week. I hope everyone has had a great week thus far. So let's get into bigging up our sponsors, yeah? So we have Luscious Beauty Bar. There's a Mother's Day special coming up. Please go over their page, on the Instagram page, to see the details. And the Instagram page for Luscious Beauty Bar is there. Oh, it's nuts. Well, head on over to Luscious Beauty Bar. I will make sure to provide the info on the socials for Luscious Beauty Bar somewhere along the way, all right? So we have Caldo Tours, Willie's Thatch Roof and Chill Out Spots, Yard Style Car Wash, Restaurant and Lounge, Nashari's Beauty Bar, Naturi's Beauty, Stylish Boutique, DK Platinum Apparel, and Diplomatic Entertainment Fashion. Don't forget, guys, to share the live, and remember to like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. You want to stay informed, you want to stay tuned with all the latest on what is happening with the Xpressionz JA, and so you can be updated on what is coming next for Bartender, right? So we have some birthday observance, persons who are celebrating their birthdays. Madge Sinclair, April 28th, which is tomorrow. Barrington Levy, April 30th. Christina Peters, April 30th, aka Tonian. And do not forget to give a big shout out to our fave. Yes, that is light brown eyes, Ricardo. Actual name is Malik. Today is his birthday, guys. Happy birthday to you, Malik. Happy birthday. I hope your day has been amazing thus far. I hope so.
Also, we have Carl in the chat. No.
Okay.
It's the 3rd, this Saturday.
Happy birthday to you, Carol, when it comes. Her birthday is the 3rd, which is this Saturday. So happy birthday from the entire team to you when it comes. All right? So let's get into it. Oh yes, before we get into that, I just want you guys to know if you have any birthdays coming up, or if you have someone that you'd like to, give a shout out to for their birthday, you can contact us via WhatsApp, which is at 876-504-8773. That is 504-8773, or you can DM the Bartender Instagram page. All right, and you can always find us on Instagram at official_the bartender. We also have at Xpressionz JA_productions and at Xpressionz JA. And for merch, we have at official_the bartender_merch. All right. Sunday palette, guys. Tell us one dish that only you can make, right? One dish that only you yourself can make, because there's no one else who has ever made that dish enough or as good to your pleasing. One dish that only you can make, only you can execute this one dish, because no one else makes it as good as you. No one else. Do I have a one dish? I mean, I don't know. I'll have to search. I'm searching my brain. Searching my brain. Carolyn Johnson says stew shrimp with sweet corn. Are you alone can make that, Charlene? Yes. You alone can make that, Carolyn? Come on. Stew shrimp with sweet corn?
Yes,
Baby, so I'll have to see it to believe it. I'll have to see it to believe it. Greetings to everybody tuning in. Latte, big up yourself. Mavis Smith as well. Thank you, production team. Christopher Prince, big up yourself as well. Jacqueline Diaz. Come on, guys. One dish that only you can make, because no one else seems to have the capacity to make this dish. Not as good as you, of course. What is that one dish? There is an entire debate happening right now in the production, with production here, guys. An entire debate happening. Maybe Sparta is not a chef. Sparta says he can make crusty crabs. The audacity. The audacity. I'm trying to think of one dish that I can make, and only I can make that one dish. I mean, there's quite a number of things, but am I the only one who makes it good or good enough?
Exactly. Like anybody is trying to just not get that feel that you make. Somebody different.
Lassie says quinoa with mixed vegetables. I like quinoa. I really like quinoa. I haven't had it in a minute, but quite healthy, and I do enjoy it. Seems like we don't have much people who cook on the live. What do you guys do? Just order takeout? Order pizza? Order from where? Jackson Records? Go to the local cook shop down the road? You guys don't cook? You don't cook? Come on, Kim Guy. That's not fair. You can't just say you have a dish, but it is a secret. Remember, I know you. So I can maybe just spill the beans. I can spill the beans. Oh, thank you so much, Shan. Thank you. Shan says everything because no one can cook like her. That is the level of confidence we should have, guys. Come on.
Kim said I have a dish, but it's a secret. Well,
Kim, we don't play that game around here. You either tell us what that dish is or say nada. If I tell you all, then it won't be a thing. It won't be a me thing. You don't have to tell us the recipe. You don't have to tell us like what exactly is in it. Come on, Carol. Curry rice. Curry rice. Who is out here spoiling curry rice? Like, who is out here spoiling curry rice? Come on, Carol. Come on, guys. Alright, I won't tell everyone your dish, Kim. You keep that to yourself, okay? If that is what you feel is best, you keep it to yourself. But I make a really nice Alfredo, a vegetable Alfredo dish with cauliflower and spinach and broccoli, and it's really, really good. My brothers who don't really mess with vegetables like that, wax this off. They love it. They're always asking me to make it, and I won't tell you exactly what's like everything that I put in it, but it's really, really good. Yeah, it's really good. No. Johnny Bravo said bolos. John. Hey John. What's up? John is my friend. Big up yourself, John, who we call Johnny Bravo. Inside joke. But John says bolo slouch. What is bolo slouch? What is bolo slouch? It is exactly from the cartoon. Whoa. Yeah. But not because of the big head. No.
yes.
Johnny Bravo says bolo slouch. What is bolo slouch? Kim, please tell us what bolo slouch is. Please let me know what bolo slouch is. Is that a Jamaican thing? Is that a Jamaican thing, guys? I don't know what bolo slouch is. Strong. Carl says, my chicken soup, bad too. I love chicken soup. Do you only use chicken breast in your chicken soup, or do you use other parts of the chicken and the chicken foot, perhaps chicken neck? How do you make your chicken soup, Carol? How do you do that? How do you make your chicken soup? Kim Guy says, I do make a good stuffed grape with rice, grape leaves. I do make a good stuffed grape leaves with rice and minced lamb meat, steamed in half lemon juice and water. Girl, I cannot wait to try that, because what? Stuffed grape leaves with rice and minced lamb meat, steamed in half lemon juice and now that is a meal. That is a meal. Kim, you're a chef. But I knew this. The chat didn't know this, but now the chat knows. You're a chef. You've always been a chef. Yeah. Bolo slush. But what is bolo slush? Guys, help me out. Sparta, what is bolo slush? Plaka plaka. Oh. 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 Oh, wow. Okay, somebody said plaka plaka food. Alright, John, big up yourself. Carl says chicken with vegetables only, not like chicken. Carl, you don't like chicken foods? Do you drink your chicken soup without chicken foods? What? You're out here making Big up yourself, Carol. I'm sure your soup is great. I'm sure it is fantastic. But I, for one, prefer my chicken soup to have chicken foot in it. Yeah, because someone says pizza back, and I do not mind. I do not mind if it has chicken back in it, and I'll tell you why. I'm not the type of person who likes chicken breasts and those chunky and fatty parts of the chicken. I like bone. I like bones. I enjoy bones. So, yeah. But I'm sure your chicken soup is really good. I'm sure it is good. Happy Sunday to you, Marvelous Marvin. Big up yourself. And you're not late. We just kind of got started. So, mix up. Yes, that's what somebody told me. Somebody from the production team just informed me that bolo slush is plaka plaka. That bolo slush is plaka plaka. And Shan told me, and since Shan has stated that everything, she doesn't have a particular dish, everything she makes is the best because no one can cook like her. I think it's safe to assume that even if she makes bolo slush, she'll strongly believe that it is the best bolo slush on this planet. Because that is the level of confidence we should have. Marvelous Marvin, is prison food. I know they call it bolo slush. Am I pronouncing it nicely? Bolo slush. Bolo slush. Bolo slush. Bolo slush. Happy Sunday to you, Latoya Johnson. Big up yourself. Let us know, Latoya, what is that one meal that only you can make? Only you make this dish good, because no one else is capable of doing that. Let us know in the comments what your dish is. Let us know. Are you a Shan who believes that all of their dish is the best dish because no one else can top that? Or are you a Curlin who has a particular dish? I love avocado sandwich, Carol. I love avocado sandwich. I love an avocado sandwich with a nice poached egg. Nice poached egg. What? I'm not Martin, see? All right. So let's move on to the question of the night. Yeah? Do you think it's okay for a man or a woman to date someone 20 years their junior? 20 years. 2 decades. Do you think, this is the question, guys, just listen. Do you think it's okay for a man or a woman to date someone 20 years their junior? That's 2 decades. 20 years. 20 years. Yeah, dating, being in a committed relationship with, even marry. What do you think? 20 years. What do you think, guys? 20 years, that's a lot of years. That's a lot of years of experience as well. Not compared to, 30, 40, 50. But compared to, a person who is, compared to 20 years at 20 years old compared to 40 years old. That's a lot of time. That time gap is huge. That is not a small time gap at all. Or age gap. It's not a small age gap. 20 years that's a lot of time. That's a lot of years. I personally, I I personally think, people should just do what they want to do. But, it is normal for us as humans to have opinions or to frown upon something that we think is inappropriate. Carol says 5 years max for me. Christopher says it all depends on the person's choice, but I don't think they should. Kim Guy says experiences is the only thing that truly separates us. 4 years max. 20 years a lot. Lassie says my dad married a woman 20 years younger than him. When I come to Jamaica, I will have my brother from that union to drive me around. I agree that it's up to them, but 20 years is a lot of time. 20 years is a major age gap to have. When you're 20 years old, you're just coming into adulthood. You are a young adult. You're practically somewhat, still a teenager in a way. Your frontal lobe has not been fully developed. It won't be fully developed until you're 25, and even then at 25, sometimes, based on our level of maturity, we are still 20, maybe 18, for some 16 years old. And you can be a mature 20-year-old, but your frontal lobe is still not fully developed. You still have not yet, you still have not yet gained enough experience, regardless of the experience that the experiences you may have had in your early teens or late teens. You are still practically a teenager. You're like a year older than 19. What are some of the responses that you're seeing that I'm not yet seeing? Yeah. 20 years is 5 short of a generation. Yeah? Yes, there are women going with men younger than themselves. That is true. I think it all depends, right? I mean, if you're 30 and you are dating someone who is 20 years your senior, who is 50, I think for me that is sort of a pass, right? But I cannot see someone who is 40 years old being with a 20-year-old. You've not yet had any experience in life at all. And it's not about having similar experiences or having the same amount of experiences that can match up to that person. Because for me, it's not so much about comparison, really, but you yourself as a 20-year-old have not yet had enough experiences for you to know exactly this person at 40 years old who's had 20 years of experience ahead of me is, I want to commit to this thing.
Yeah.
So for me, it's all based on what age groups we are talking about here, right? It's all based on that to me, because experience is one thing, right? I think your level of maturity is based on a lot of different things. It's not just experience. That is my opinion. It's not just based on your worldly experience. So if we're talking about overall experience, sure. If we're talking about level of maturity, mental maturity, I feel like that is a more complex conversation because it's so nuanced. I mean, maturity is based on so many different things. How do you really evaluate a person who is, let's say, in them 40s, who is not really mature mentally, to someone in their 30s who is mature mentally, but the person in their 40s has more life experience? Is it about having the life experience that has taught you enough and you feel as though, okay, I've learned from these things, I'm going to implement certain things in my life because I am learning from my experiences? Or are you, experiencing life and, not opening yourself up to learning anything because you are so stubborn and stuck in your own ways? But that's not really the conversation here that we're having, right? Okay. Yes, exposure is what changes outlooks. Definitely agree. Exposure changes a lot. Do you see the age they allow people to start having sex in Jamaica? The age of consent is 16, right? In Jamaica. Yes, the age of consent is 16. In some countries, I don't want to state which countries these are. You can think Middle Eastern. But in some countries, they want to lower their age of consent to 9 years and to 7 years old. Can you imagine that? That is absolute insanity. Marvelous Marvin says, that is true. Even in your 30s, some people still don't act mature, but what really causes those kind of entanglements? The age of consent is ridiculous and contradicting. Completely agree. Because age of consent is 16, but you're not allowed to drink until you're 18. You're not allowed to do a lot of things until you are 18 years old. Make it make sense. Good night to you, Jade and Jada Francis. Big up yourselves. Big up yourself as well, Marvelous Kelly. All right, on to music. Yeah, what is your top 5 90s R&B hits? I'm an R&B girly. I'm a 90s girl. I love 90s music. What are your top 5 90s R&B hits? Who? No man, Knock You Down by Carrie Hilson.
Yeah, Carrie.
Yeah, that's 2000s, not 90s. Top 5 90s R&B hits. What are your top 5? What is your top 5? Not just one, but your top 5 90s R&B hits. I can name some of my favorites, and correct me if these are not in the 90s, but I think they are. Charlene, love that song. Know Your Woman's Worth, love. Brown Skin, India Ari. Brown Skin by India Ari. Dear Mama, Tupac. mean, I have a lot, you know. But no, Dear Mama wouldn't be considered R&B though. It'll be considered hip hop, right? So back to Charlene, Know Your Woman's Worth, Brown Skin by India Ari. That's my 3 so far. Carol Coke says Ashanti. Ashanti is my girl. Ashanti is my girl. Lassie says, just give me all the Buju Banton songs and I will be fine. Listen, that old school Buju, can't get around it. But it's not R&B. That is, what would you call that now? Dancehall, reggae dancehall. We're talking about R&B, guys. 90s R&B hits. Come on. Aren't we some R&B lovers here? So we're still getting responses from the previous question. And the previous question was, if you're just tuning in, if you think it's okay for a man or woman to date someone 20 years their junior. And some of the responses that we're getting now, Marvelous Marvin says, even in your 30s, some people still don't act mature. No, I think I read that earlier. But yes, Christopher Prince says, I remember there was a conversation out here to remove the age of consent, to change the age of consent from 16 to 18. I'm not sure what has happened to that. Not quite sure either. And that was based on the conversation that we were just having, stemming from the question that I asked previously about, you know, the age of consent, how contradictory that whole policy is, and you know, maturity versus mental maturity versus experience, and how these things are weighed. So the true culture says age alone doesn't make you an adult, because many of age but mentally a child. I guess they're saying many people, you know, who are older still has the mentality of a child, of a teenager, of a young adult. Totally agree. There are instances. Come on, guys, like and make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet. Please like the live. Also share it. Share it. Don't be stingy now. We're not mean over here. We are sharing people. We share. Okay? You cannot keep me to yourselves. I know you want to. But share the live. Alright, back to music. Lassie says, I live in Canada, but I still stick to reggae and dancehall. I mean, we can never go wrong with reggae and dancehall, Lassie. You know, that is... The music to our hearts is reggae and dancehall. Old school. We are on 90s. No one has their 90s top 5 R&B. Your go-to R&B to listen to when you're cleaning. Your go-to R&B when you're to listen to when you just had an argument with your partner, with your loved one, and you just want to listen to some sad songs to cry it all out. No? Is that what you're telling me? I am disappointed. I cannot believe. Usher, you make me wanna. And Pauline says, love you down. Okay. I love doo-wop and I love no scrub. Every little thing. What a man. Doo-wop, no scrub. Love these. Love all these these choices. And these choices, by the way, Pauline, I have them as my get ready with me music. You know, when you're just in a girl vibe and you just want whatever, yeah. I don't want no scrub. Scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. sitting on the passenger side in your best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. Talk about it. Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. Yep. SWV. Oh, so good. Finally. Finally. Alright guys, we are still observing autism for the month of April, and I'm going to share some facts with you about autism, right? 1 in 45 adults have autism in the US. Another fact is, boys are nearly 4 times more likely to be diagnosed with autism than girls. Imagine that. Imagine that. You know, to our viewers and subscribers, please remember to educate yourselves on this health condition. It is not an illness, it's not a disease, it is just a brain disorder. And it's not life-threatening, really. It's good to have some information because there are a lot of people with autism who are extremely brilliant. Extremely brilliant. Yeah, they have, you know, sensory issues and they don't communicate the same way as everybody else, and they have social anxiety. It's all about getting educated on the condition so you know how to interact with people who do have autism, even if they're just on the spectrum. Alright, did you know that Ian Fleming, the author of James Bond, wrote all his novels in Jamaica? I mean, I knew that, but you didn't know? A lot of people don't know, but yeah, he did. He wrote all of his movies. He wrote all of his novels in Jamaica. All of his novels he wrote in Jamaica. On to news and views. Penn Relays 2025. 3 Jamaican teams advanced to the girls 4x800 finals. All 3 Jamaican teams that took part in Friday's preliminaries of the high school girls 4x800 relay on the second day of the 129th Penn Relays Carnival at Franklin Field in Philadelphia advanced to Saturday's final. Seymour wins, Penn discuss in Jamaica clean sweep. Excelsior High's Najada Seymour won the high school girls discus throw championships on Friday's the second day of the 129th Penn Relays Carnival with a throw of 51.01 meters. Dawkins wins 3rd straight triple jump title at Penn's. St. Jago High's Jade Ann Dawkins etched her name into Penn Relay's history on Friday at Franklin Field in Philadelphia, when she became only the 2nd athlete to win a 3rd high school girls triple jump title. She produced 13.18 meters, the 2nd longest jump in the history of the event. Big up you, Jade Ann Dawkins. Big up you. Indicom renews call for body-worn cameras. With a total of 102 civilians being killed by the security forces between January and April 24, the Independent Commission of Investigations, Indicom, has renewed its call for police and soldiers to be equipped with body-worn cameras when embarking on planned operations. I agree. Full time. Why did they even stop? I don't get it. They will turn it off same way.
Yeah, they will. And then turn it back off, and so whatever happened in between, whatever.
But why did they stop though? Why did they stop? I mean, 102 civilians being killed.
A lot of things like the name can hear it.
Mhm.
But some people don't like to other people find out what they're doing over there. They
Right.
just go over there and do what they want to do.
They want to do exactly what they want to do, and we get it because we get how corrupted the system can be. But it takes 102 civilians being killed between January 1st and April 24th, which I can imagine it probably is more, right? But it takes that for this policy to be renewed. Long time. This should have been in effect long time, and I thought that was always the case, but I guess not. I thought that was always the case, but I guess not. And if they do turn their cameras off, they should be penalized to the max.
Yeah.
There is no way. There is no way. 10 crocodiles die of dehydration in barren NWC sewage ponds. I don't want to know what that smells like. Hope Zoo General Curator Joey Brown told the Jamaican Observer that a local student was passing by and saw 2 crocodiles. One of them was alive and one was dead. So he called NEPA, which is the National Environment and Planning Agency, and they, organized themselves and got themselves down there. Once they got down there, they found a horror scene of several other dead crocodiles. Why? In the NWC sewage ponds? That is horrendous. What is in it? What do you have down there? Why did they end up dead, and several of them? Why so many dead crocodiles? Why? What is going on down by the NWC sewage ponds? What are you not sharing with the people? I mean, are you ever sharing anything with the people? Really? Think about it. Up to Thursday, it was still a mystery how the sewage ponds operated by NWC became dry, as there was no word from the state entity after a spokesperson said a statement was being prepared on the matter. Where's that statement? Same thing we just said. They're not telling anybody anything. They don't want to tell anybody anything. It's only when stuff happens, then you hear something, and it's like, oh, are we receiving this information late? Why are we just getting this now? Tell me, guys, what you think about that, because this is NWC now. And not to think about all the many bills that people have. I know people are being robbed blind, and the leakage here, leakage there. We're surrounded by water, and yet still we're seemingly experiencing drought so many times, so often. Why is it that the sewage ponds ended up dry? What do they actually have down there, to cause such a horrendous scene of 10 crocodiles dead? It can't just be dehydration. Can it? So long. So it has to be a cover-up, because there's no way you can have 10 crocodiles down there. You have no one manning this area, no one manning it at all, so you're not paying attention to any of these spaces at all. Come on now. This is ridiculous. There's always something. Carol Coke says, my nephew is so brilliant at age 6. Big up you and your nephew, Carol. Age 6 and so brilliant. Just Fluffy says, most of my autistic students are male. Don't know why it's more prevalent in the male population. Well, I think it's disgusting. You heard about that? What happened to the crocodiles? Just dehydration. That's 10 crocodiles, you know. That's 10 crocodiles. Dehydration, so that means you don't have anybody going down there to check the space at all. That is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Right, so I think it was Just Fluffy who says that she doesn't know why autism is more prevalent in the male population. But I think the last time we did say that it is carried by the fathers, right? It is carried by the fathers. It's inherited from the father. Definitely has to do with the gene, DNA. So you remember the question that we asked earlier, right? If you think it is okay for a man or a woman to date someone 20 years their junior, just remember that question. Remember that conversation that we had. Shannon Sharpe steps away from ESPN amid rape allegations over US $50 million lawsuits. Shannon Sharpe says he's temporarily stepping aside from the role on ESPN's First Take after the NFL legend and popular podcaster was slapped with a US $50 million lawsuit by an ex-girlfriend who accused him of rape. Shannon has released a video defending his character against sexual assault accusations by a woman who he claims may be releasing a sex tape involving him, the NFL Hall of Famer, turned popular podcaster, in an attempt to sully his reputation. Now, I think a lot of us, have been seeing this circulating online with the issue of Shannon Sharpe being sued because of the rape allegations. What are your thoughts on this? I have some thoughts, I have some genuine thoughts on this. Because I've also seen the text messages from the young lady to Shannon Sharpe. I've also heard the voice recordings between both individuals.
Why people always attack celebrities? Although some of them, they would do it, lie up, the money, lie up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is true that a lot of people with money is being targeted now, right? And so people do set them up. But I think an important question here to ask is, Shannon Sharpe, what were you doing with this 20-year-old girl, and why were you playing BDSM with her? The position that you are in and the net worth that you have, you should know better. You should know better than to be playing these games. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That is how it goes. Chat, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Because there are mixed views on the situation. Understandably so, because we're not there, so we don't really know what happened. We only have bits and pieces. So we have the audio recording between Shannon and the young lady, and we also have the text messages. you can see from the text messages, right, that they do have, and I want to be careful with my words, a very playful sexual history. So they do a lot of maybe role playing, and there's power play. And power play is the dom and the submissive kind of situation. And I guess it's because, you know, people do what they want to do with their sexual lives, right? But she is 20 years old. She is 20 years old, and you are an NFL Hall of Famer. You are a man who is, you know, who has currently one of these most popular podcasts right now. You are so supposedly well respected and revered, and you are kind of living carelessly. Sure, a lot of times we get involved with people thinking there will be ultimate trust, but I think once you have a certain kind of influence, and once your net worth is at a certain amount, you want to protect that. You want to protect your image. You want to protect your name. You want to protect yourself and not play stupid games so you can win stupid prizes. No, you have won a stupid prize. And also, what I also read, which isn't mentioned here, is that he offered this young lady $10 million already before, you know, he offered her $10 million just to keep it hush-hush, because I guess he wanted to protect his name and his brand. But, my God, is it that when you get to a certain, you know, status in your life, you become bored of your existence? You cannot find a grown-ass woman to, you know, play submissive to your dom. You have to find a 20-year-old. And the text messages are so explicit, and they're so specific from her to him. And you can definitely see that, you know, she has instigated the role playing, you know, but she used the power dynamic between them and his fame to, I don't want to say she used, because we really weren't there. It could have been a situation where, you know, all is going well, but it gets to a point where even in consensual sexual dynamics, you say stop, and that stop isn't respected, right? That is a thing. It happens in regular relationships. It happens in marriages. Stop means stop, no means no. And I think people need to really understand themselves and understand that. Okay, so we have some. Right. All right. Lati says the woman asked him for a baby, and he spitefully came. The woman asked for a baby, and he spitefully ejaculated in her anus, and she was not pleased. So you would say this is revenge, Lassie? Our Christopher asked, my question is, why she waited until now to report it? That's a good question, because he just received $100 million deal. That deal has not yet been solidified completely, has it? The Shannon Sharpe situation. The deal has not yet been solidified, so her waiting until now, I'm curious to know. Maybe she now feels safer to come to public with the matter. Maybe it's a money grab. We do not know. We do not know. Pauline says it depends on how young the young partner is and how much older the other person is. Shannon is a predator. Shannon is a grown-ass man. Right? Shannon is a grown-ass man. He is 56 years old. Now, Shannon Sharpe, who is 56 years old, right, decided to go into this very sadistic relationship with this young miss who is 20 years old, and now he's caught himself in the hot seats. He's under fire, and understandably so, because sure, we can call it a money grab, right? She is wrong, and I feel like people who do these kind of things and try to use SA as a means of getting money out of somebody, they need jail time, because that is messed up. There are real survivors out here. There are real victims. But if it is a fact that this has actually happened, then I don't feel sorry for you, man. You are a 56-year-old man. You found yourself in this situation. You kind of created it. There's a major age gap here. There's also power dynamics at play. What are you doing? You have a family. I mean, you have kids. You are a man of influence. But I guess you were trying to use that influence to influence this young miss so she could boost your ego, because that is the only way I can see it now. What is it? What is it? To boost your ego? So many wonderful, beautiful women out here around your age group, older than the young lady, even if they're somewhat younger than you, and a 20-year-old girl. And I've seen the pictures of this young girl, and I best believe she looks like a child. She looks like a child. Why is it a double standard? Because I saw a video about Tracy Ross saying she dates younger men, even though I'm not sure if she did mention age. Well, the thing about Tracy Ross in that, recording where she stated that she dates younger men, she didn't mention age group. I can't really say that I know for any facts that she does date 20-year-olds, but there isn't any scandal, with her involved sexually assaulting a young man. There isn't. Let's just call a spade, because he's 56 years old. He's a man of major influence, right? There's a power dynamic here. She's 20 years old. And the sexual conversations between them and him saying things like he's going to choke her, or big black man choking little white woman. Come on, guys. Seriously. We have to be more responsible with ourselves. That's just the truth. I wouldn't necessarily call it a double standard. I mean, there are women like Cher, for instance, right? But there isn't any scandal around her either. I think people should just do what they want to do freely, but we should also be careful with what we're doing and how we are doing it. Because the truth is, if you are 50-something, 50-odd years old, and you're dating a 20-year-old person, you have major influence over that person's thoughts, over their life, regardless of how you want to see it. That will be the power dynamic. And a lot of people feed off of this because they do want to have a certain level of control. And I think when it comes to relationship dynamics, you do what you want, you do it freely, you do it, to the privacy of your home and your bedroom. No one has to really know your business. But if you're going to mess around where you can say, I'm a big black man who is going to choke a little white woman, and all the explicit text messages back and forth, and this young lady telling you that she doesn't want to see you, and all of these other things, money grab or not, man, yeah, she's like 20 years old and you're 56. Yes, we remember Jada's entanglement with that artist, but it was also, he also spoke about it. It was the whole red carpet thing. What are you talking about? He talked about it. He was talking about it. Marvelous Marvin says, a big grey tone man like that should know how to turn down any advances made by a 20-year-old. I completely agree. I completely agree. I completely agree. And based on their conversation through text and the conversation on the phone, it's, you know, it would seem that their relationship is purely sexual. So it brings me to think there is something to be said about a person's ego if they're at a certain age trying to have a certain type of sexual relationship with a person who is 20 years old. You are still somewhat a teenager in some aspects because you just turned 20. Even if you're going to be 21, you're just of legal age to drink in some countries. Come on. What are you doing? Your ego can't be that bruised. You can't need validation so much from this young person. It is crazy to me. It is crazy to me. And I really don't mean to judge, because I do strongly believe that however two people choose to have a sexual relationship or a romantic relationship, regardless of, you know, the dynamic or whatever it is that they want to have, whether it is a BDSM type relationship, purely vanilla, or anything of any extremes, from one extreme to the next between two people, is really their business in the comfort of their home. However, are we going to pretend that, you know, being 50 odd or even 60, dating or having, not even dating, having a sexual relationship with a 20-year-old, a sexual relationship that is about power play, submission, sadism, dominance, masochism, all of that, it shouldn't, you know, pose some questions? Really? Are we going to pretend that is completely normal thinking? No. It's not about dating your age. My argument is not about that, you know. My argument is not so much about dating your age, but come on, we had this conversation earlier. 20 years old, you're just into adulthood, you're literally just escaping teenage life. You haven't really lived and had any genuine experiences. Your frontal lobe is not developed. There's nothing really that has fully molded you into adulthood. A person who is so much older, with the influence that he has, the amount of money or the net worth that, you know, whatever he is worth, he's going to use that to his advantage. It is about power play. And so the question is, why do you feel the need as a grown person to be so engrossed in this relationship, this type of sexual relationship with this young person? Most of these older men, women their age group or close to their age group, doesn't tickle their fancy, it seems. Doesn't matter how attractive they are. And that is so ironic that you mentioned that Marvelous Marvin, because Tracy Ellis Ross, she also stated that a lot of men her age group, which is why she does date younger men, even though she didn't state what age group is younger, right? A lot of men her age group, they are not interested in dating women of, that age group. They want younger. And also they are intimidated by women who have lived an abundant life, who have now fully found themselves, who are living within their truth, who has the power that they have and the confidence that they have, because they cannot subdue them. And it's not just about men. Women, there are women who are also like that. There are women with that same mentality. They do not want to be with a man who has fully found themselves. They do not want to be with a man who has the level of confidence, right, and power, influence. They would prefer to be with someone who they can mold or groom, because it's easier. And it's not even so much because it's easier, it's because it fuels their ego. That kind of age gap is crazy when you are 20 years old. Maybe when you're 30. Okay, you're 30, go date a 50-year-old if you want to, right? If you want to date a 60-year-old, that's really your business. 70-year-old, okay, I mean, what are you doing? Like, okay, you want the money? All right, girl, we see you, just say that. All right, guy, we see you, just say that. But being, let me see, 30, 35, 40, up, dating a 20-year-old, or having an explicitly sexual relationship with all this power play and whatever in it. Unless it is beneficial. And guess what? It's beneficial on both ends, because, right? Here how it's beneficial on both ends. And yeah, it is, money is involved, but it's not just money. It is also psychological, because you do have these young people with mommy issues, daddy issues, whatever, right? And so they see this partner as someone who can lead them or influence them, because at that age, you're still easily influenced. Come on. But you can take care of them too. And then the older person, on the other hand, yes, you're feeding me all this energy and boosting my ego. You're making me feel good about myself. And I have all this power, and I have something in my life to control and someone in my life to control. I mean, if you're a married couple and you're both, like, in your good years, 30 and 40, or whatever the case may be, sure, live your life. You want to call your partner your dumb, you want to play with whips and chains and candles, and you want to choke each other out. That's your business. No one cares. I don't. I'm not judging you. But 20 and 56? Come on. Stop it. A lot of women, Kim Guy says, a lot of women are looking for stability. Usually older men, they want no real relationship and are happy with that arrangement of partial commitment. That is true. That is true. However, that is true, but I wouldn't call what's, but then again, I'm not involved in it, so I wouldn't know if it's partial commitment or not, right? I would know. I'm just saying, you're that old, or you're of that age, with all the experiences that you have had in this world, with the knowledge that you have attained. Come on, 20 years old, 56-year-old man. Same thing would I say if it was like a 56-year-old woman with a 20-year-old boy. I would not be with someone who is 20 years old. I'm 30. I would not be with someone 20 years old. I'm 30.
What?
I'm 30, guys. And these people don't believe that I'm 30. They're asking me, what? I'm 30. I'm 30. Cha, me can't bother. But my point is, I wouldn't be with someone who is 20. What's my age limit? That's a secret. That is a secret. But I'm definitely not going for senile. Are you crazy? Hell no. Listen, I do like older. I do appreciate my wine aged, right? I do like older, but not necessarily, not for financial gain. That's not my thing. But I do appreciate someone who is more mature. And it's not just about older, it is all mental for me too. More mature, mentally mature, who has, you know, had a certain level of experience in the world. And I don't mean experience by just aging. Like real experiences that has molded you into the person that you are. And I do appreciate someone who is intellectual. I love a very intellectual individual. So even if, right, me being 30, even if it is 35, 40, 45, yeah. But, because currently, my person is older than I am. My person is older than me. TMI? I don't think so. I think it's fair to share that. I am with someone who is older than me, right? I am. But can I say that this person would date me when I'm 20? I can definitely say they would not. Would not. I saw a video with a Jamaican female saying she lived a young street. What? I don't understand that. Marvelous Marvin says, yes, women are like that indeed. These things need to be studied. It's not just women. Can we just diminish the idea that it's only women? Because it's not just women. There are men who are doing the exact same thing. Both men and women. The conversation here is it appropriate to be 20 years old and dating a 56-year-old person and having that kind of explicitly sexual relationship that is purely about lust and power play? Is this appropriate? Exactly, and Lassie says she has an OnlyFans page. She has an OnlyFans page. So we know, alright, her intentions, but it doesn't mean that he shouldn't have known better. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. If it is a money grab, she's wrong, and that is messed up. And you know what? I would sue her if I was Shannon Sharpe. I would sue her. Because accusing someone of rape, that is a dangerous allegation, you know. That is a dangerous, dangerous allegation that will destroy this man's life. But we also have to say, you know, we need to be more responsible as adults. We need to be way more responsible as adults. Kim Guy says, well, what are you saying, Walter? Do not know. Alright, so moving on from Shannon, let's give that a break for a little bit, right? Stage play breathes life into Porous. Jamaican author and script writer Roger O. Williams A drama-filled play here on Easter Sunday revived family entertainment in the South Central town and sparked camaraderie among rival communities, bringing hope for stakeholders that the area is likely to remain crime-free. That's wonderful news. What? I want to see more things like that happening. Need more great news. All right, upcoming events. I wonder if some of. How do you think today went? Carnival. I mean, this entire weekend, was Carnival. This entire weekend is because we're still on Sunday, and I heard the music. I've not seen anything yet. Has anyone been outdoors to see anything? I think we're mostly introverts here. I have some friends who went to Jamaica Carnival, so I'd like to shout out some of my friends. I'd like to shout out my lovely friend Duchess Charm. Duchess Charm, you will definitely see her soon on this platform. You will see her soon because she also makes beautiful outfits, that kind of stuff, the carnival wear and stuff like that. She makes a lot of those beautiful outfits for others. Alright, for upcoming events, guys, please look out for new programs on the channel. We have Express Yourself, hosted by Sister Nicey, that is coming to you soon. And the Bartender Cookout, August 16th. Are you guys really going to miss it? You can't miss it. You need to come out and shout. And for those of you who are not here in Jamaica and you're overseas, buy a friend a plate. Yeah? Buy a friend. You can always pay for it online. We'll work out the semantics. We'll work it out. Yeah. But buy a plate for your friend or your loved one. Do that. August 16th. They are both wrong. Yeah. How do you guys feel about Carnival? Today is Carnival Sunday. Today is Carnival Sunday. There's a lot of outfits on the road, a lot of music, a whole lot of excitement. Listen, let me tell you, right? Because one of my friends was offering me a Carnival ticket. And I almost took it because it was a free ticket, right? And I didn't go last year, and I was like, I really wanted to go this year, so one of my friends was offering, and I love soca, of course, but I was like, you know what? I said to myself, next year, because when I'm going, girl, full costume from head to toe, okay? Full costume, full outfit from head to toe, yes. And I'm going to take you guys along with me. That is how long our friendship will last, right? So yeah, that is why I didn't take it. And I could have. But no, I was like, actually, I'm not going to take it this year. And this was a conversation. Actually, I'm not going to take it this year, And I have a live later to do. I have a job. So I will be there. So I cannot do this road march and then party up at Big Wall with you this year, next year. Tonight is for my Xpressionz JA family. Yeah, that was the conversation. Scout's honor. Right, the child. So guys, don't forget, please, to like the live. Keep liking the live. Right now I'm looking at what? 3 likes? Come on. I'm a bit disappointed. I have to be honest. See, this is a relationship we have, you know. I can be honest with you, and you can be honest with me. And I'm honestly saying I'm a little bit disappointed. 3 likes? Come on, guys. Don't do that. See? We can do better. Do you think so? We can always do better. This is not the best we've got. We can always do better. I definitely want to give a major shout out to Shelly and Orville, who are still on tour. They are doing major things, guys. They're doing major things while still making sure that you have content to tune into. Do you know how many things are coming your way that you just don't know yet? So you have to stay tuned. You have to subscribe to the channel. You have to like, you have to share, and you have to keep commenting, watch the videos and comment. By the way, I'm curious to know, have all of you seen the season finale of Bartender? Because I don't trust that it's all of you. There's just something, there's someone on my shoulder right here that you can't see is just telling me, not everybody, Akira. They haven't all seen it. What are you waiting for? And I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it because it's so good, it's so great. But tune in, like, subscribe, share. There's so much coming your way, so much content. You see how them say way across the oceans, making sure that there's content for you to enjoy. They care that much about you all. No varsity here, straight up. Yes, we have some very festive highlights. We have a whole lot coming. We have vlogs, we have interviews, we have, you know, going out on the road, all kind of excitement. Happy birthday again to Malik, aka Ricardo, who is in the room and doesn't want to show his face, aka Pretty Eyes, aka Light Brown Eyes. Happy birthday to you. Shout out to everybody who is on the live, okay? Shout out to everyone. Pauline, Christopher Prince, Marvelous Marvin, Calicia Simpson, The True Culture, big up yourself, Lati, big up yourself, shout out to you, Kim Guy, and Johnny Bravo. Yes, it is an inside joke. It is an inside joke, and once, big up yourself, John. Big up yourself, Carol Coker, Caroline Phillips, Marvelous Kelly, Curlin Johnson, Jade and Jada Francis, big up yourselves as well. So in case you don't know the socials that you may have to tune in, follow to tune into all of the updates regarding, you know, Bartender Xpressionz JA content. We have at official_the bartender, at Xpressionz JA _productions, at Xpressionz JA, and at official_the bartender_merch. For sponsors, we have for DK Platinum Apparel at DK_Platinum_Apparel, at Stylish Boutique JA for Stylish Boutique, at Naturi Beauty JA for Naturi's Beauty, and at Diplomatics Entertainment Fashion for Diplomatic Entertainment Fashions. Okay? And just a reminder, if your birthday is coming up or someone you know's birthday is coming up and you want to give a shout out, you can send us a message on WhatsApp at 876-504-8773 or DM the Bartender Instagram page. Okay? You can also find me on Instagram at I am Akeria, which is at I am AKERIA. Okay? Follow your girl. Happy birthday to you. God bless you, my favorite. Oh, Ricardo, you have a fan here. Calicia Simpson. Yes, he is reading. He's reading the comments. Okay, he's reading the comments. He's tuned in. He's tuned in. He's tuned in. All the birthday shout out to Ricardo. Prince Reed, thank you so much. Happy birthday from Marvelous Marvin, Ricardo, full joy and blessings. Just Fluffy says, happy birthday, Ricardo. I cannot. I am dying. Lassie says, I saw Orville Hall on SimSoul session. It's really interesting to learn so much more about this process. Listen, Lassie, thank you so much for mentioning that. Yes, guys, you can definitely watch Orville on SimSoul session. You can watch it on YouTube. It is there available for you to tune into. Trust me, it is very enlightening, informative. It's almost like you can't take your eyes away from the screen, okay?
Also the podcast that he did with Open Chat.
Oh yes, and the podcast that he did with Open Chat. The podcast that Orville Hall did with Open Chat is also on YouTube, and Open Chat is with an X, so it is Open, OPENCHXT, and you can tune into that. But I tell you, the SimSoul session interview, tune in, guys. It is enlightening, it's informative, it is also emotional. Tune into it. Thank you so much, Kim Guy. Thank you. Thank you, Jade. Yes. Someone gets Malik a strong drink, says Christopher Prince. Hold on, Malik. How old are you today? I forgot to ask. 21? Oh, so you're of legal drinking age. I mean, across the world, not just in Jamaica. So you can have a big, strong drink. Yeah? Sound like you need a bottle of bourbon or something. I should tell you want me to tell the world that? Are you sure you want me to tell the world that? I won't. It's your birthday. I won't ruin your night. Thank you, Harriet. Harriet says happy Sunday night to each and every one. Big up yourself, Harriet Johnson. It was good. I saw it too. I definitely saw it as well. Marvelous Marvin says bag juice for him. You can't do my friend like that. He's 21. He's of legal age. And based on what the conversations that we were just having, he could also send in his application to be with Cher since he's 21. I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
Somebody said you.
Yes, it is a wonderful night, guys. We are literally, as we always do, having fun on set. Of course, you can't see, but there's just so much happening behind the scenes, as always. And you miss out. But guess what? It's okay, because I'm here to relay all of the stuff. All of the shindig. All of the shindig, right? I hope you guys have been having a good time and having fun with me here as we dive into some of these thought-provoking questions and conversations. And I want us to keep that up. And I'm hoping that next week, the first week that I was here, the first Sunday, we spoke about movies. And I'm hoping that next week we can dive into some of these movies and even documentaries, right? That would be a very interesting conversation between myself and you guys. Because it's a conversation, right? We're friends. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you too, Pauline. Khaleesi, Malik says hi. He says hi. We miss you guys too. we miss, listen, Peter Gay, do not worry. Peter Gay, do not worry. We have a lot of contents coming. You just need to stay tuned. Please subscribe so that you can get all of the notifications and you can stay updated and informed. Please stay subscribed because we have a lot of different content coming your way. And bear with us because we know that Orville and Shelly are both on tour, but you will be getting Bartender back, okay? You don't know yet, you don't know yet, and I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil the goodness that is coming, but trust and believe. Trust and believe. You won't be disappointed. The wait is worth it. The patience is worth it. Alright? The patience is worth it. Talking about drinking, is that red wine with the ice they give you again? No, my darling. It is not red wine. They would not have the audacity to give me red wine with ice once again tonight. No, they would not. They would never do such a thing. No, not tonight, darling. Not tonight, my loves. Not tonight. This is something entirely different. But it's tasty. Big up my bartender, my bartendress, as someone said the last time. Shan, big up yourself. This is lovely. A lovely mix. Thank you so much. Which day? You will stay. We will keep you updated and informed on which days we will be updating certain contents, right? For sure, right now we are on a season break with Bartender, so you will be informed at some point on when we'll start the new season for that. However, everything else, any other kind of content, from interviews to being on the road, subscribe and you will be informed on those content. We have a lot of good stuff coming, so just keep updated. Just subscribe, share, and like the page, comment, and everything. All right, Christopher, you soon see what will happen with Tony and Kareem and Vanessa and all of that. Trust me, it is coming. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Sunday Night Live. I had a blast, which I always have a blast. I've been having a blast with you guys from the first time until now. And the entire production is always doing their own thing and having a blast on their own as well. Big up everyone who tuned in, who liked and subscribed, and who shared the live as well. And I cannot wait to see you tuned in again next Sunday. All right? Big up yourself. Mm-hmm.